What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of
G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, Yo-Jo June.
Yo-Jo! And today on G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, we're going to be going over the Hasbro Pulse live stream. I'm going to make it real quick for you. It's been a minute since I did one of these videos. Just a brief disclaimer. They did not talk about the HasLab. I'm guessing that's a SDCC reveal, so they're gonna push it back, and it makes sense because the Dragonfly, we haven't even received that yet. And plus, like I've been saying last year, there's been a G.I. Joe overload, so they're kind of pacing themselves this year. Not too many reviews, and this is also the only live stream that they're doing for the Yo-Jo June, which I'm cool with that, man. A full buffet of G.I. Joe. They really fed us and stuffed us last year. This year they're feeding us too with some good releases, but limited. Like I said, I think they're doing about half or maybe a little bit over half the releases from last year. Last year was about 64. I don't think we're on pace for that this year. Well, at least it doesn't seem like it. But let's get right into it. Let's make it real quick. First of all, my man North Carolina Window Clean hit me up yesterday, and he was like, "Man, I don't know about that wave, the regular classified wave that's coming out." And I was like, "Yeah, it was kind of meh." And that's the reason for the title. It looked like Reggie to mid to Kryptonite, okay? And I just like, you know what? I'ma just take a look at the live stream, and looking at the live stream made me think a little bit different about those figures. And also with the leaks, everybody was looking at leak. There's a leak here. And I really don't buy too much into leaks. I don't care about early reveals. Some of the stuff we seen months ago, but I really like when the product in my hand. That's the only time I really give a damn. So when the product is in my hand. But the leaks this time proved to be a little bit wrong. But we're gonna go through them. Let's start off first. The first thing they talked about on here was Dial Tone and the Saw Viper, which look very good as far as digital render wise. I'm more interested in the Saw Viper. Like I said before, you know my phrase, he has the potential to be a rock star, but there's nothing too much crazy going on about him. He's a nice plain soldier, but he looks like a big thick soldier. And the cool thing about G.I. Joe is you don't have to have 20 guys on at least on my end to army build. I can get 5 of these guys and be happy. The helmet is removable. But of course, down the road, they'll show a little bit more about this figure. And if you don't know, Saw Viper laid down a lot of Joes. He killed Doc, actually, and a few more other guys in a comic book. Also, let me just do a side note. That Skybound Kickstarter is up for kickstarting or pre-order, as you say, up to like the 20th or something. I have the information right there with all the G.I. Joe comic books, and that storyline is in there because it also has special missions, I believe, and all the stories combined, man. So great Kickstarter, just like that omnibus book. I think that'll be a good book to grab. Okay, so let's move on to Dial Tone. Dial Tone, I talked about this with my older brother. I said, I wonder what they're gonna do for Dial Tone, because I believe he had a backpack where a thing went over him. But of course, this was the 80s before cell phones. People didn't really have a pager like that. If you had a pager in the 80s, you were a doctor or you were a drug dealer, okay? So they gave him the big backpack, gave him a cell phone, which I pretty much knew they would go to, because you can pretty much do anything with a cell phone. Matter of fact, my pastor was talking about that at Sunday at church. Like, you leave that cell phone in the house, you're gonna turn around and go get it, because it's so pivotal in today's world. But as far as the way he looks good. And they said the beret is removable, but once again, we'll get deeper into that later on down the line with that digital render. But for all you guys waiting on Dial Tone, I think that's a pretty solid release, man. I think he'll look pretty good. Okay, let's get into the mainline releases, which that's the releases I was like, meh, you know, and it did. It looked like some mid. It looked like some Reggie Miller. It didn't look good. They were all posed up like this. Alpine didn't have his glasses, and that's one of the things when you hop in on them leaks and go ahead and jump on and start talking about things that kind of come back and bite you in the butt. Not necessarily bite you in the butt, but you don't have all the facts, you don't have all the proof there. And we'll start off with the first figure they went through was Alpine, and he looks good. He looks good. One note I will say on this, being that they have that coat on, I smell a Stalker version 2 with that fly puff coat. And he had the beanie on. Hopefully they'll make that removable. Not saying that they'll take from this figure and make that, but if they made that for Alpine with the coat, I can see that doing that for a Stalker version 2 with, I believe he was white coat with the yellow and red stripe. It looked like a polo jacket. That shit is dope. But Alpine looks good, and he has the glasses or goggles on. And then the pictures that my man, the dude, man, I wish I had that contract that he takes for G.I. Joe Classified. He sells the figures. I know what I seen yesterday with them stretched out like they were on a cross or something, or they were like this and shit. That didn't look good, but these pictures serve Alpine justice. That's definitely one of the ones I'm going to get. He comes with a hook so he can hook into the side of the mountains. What else did he have? Oh, hat is removable also, which we seen that yesterday, but it looks a lot better from the image that we seen. And I think Alpine, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a rock star, but he's a good solid figure, and I definitely will be putting my hands on that when he released. I definitely already pre-ordered him. Next up is going into some group of soldiers that I never really had too big of an interest for. It's kind of like the second run of the G.I. Joe cartoon. It's the Iron Grenadiers. It's the soldier and it's the Iron Grenadier bat, which of course we knew the bat. Come on, they got a great mold, so of course they're gonna put that bat on there with the interchangeable heads. And I think I know what happened to the snow bat. They had to put that to the side so they can take that mold and make this Iron Grenadier bat, man. And that's, I believe, what's going on, because it's essentially the same bat with those different modifications, just different colorways. So from the pictures, it made me like that even more. I never thought the bat was a bad looking figure, but it was never a #1 figure of mine. But I might dibble dabble in that. And next up is also the Iron Grenadier Soldier, which looks pretty damn good, man. They had a group shot of them all mixed together, mixed match with even a bat head on the Iron Grenadier, and that black, gold, and red really pops. They said they used a gold paint, so that should look really good. Should have a lot of shine and shimmer on it, man. And they look good, man. I know for me, it's not some of my favorite troops, so I'm not crazy over them, but they are solid looking figures, man. Then the Iron Grenadier looks like he has some Crimson Guard parts with that new coat overlay, which looks pretty dope. I know my man North Carolina Window Clean was really satisfied about that. Now, on my end, what I was looking forward to was Storm Shadow version 2. This is the Storm Shadow I had when I was a kid. I never was around. Well, I was around, but I was too young to have a V1, which came out like 84, 85. This Storm Shadow right here came out in 87, 88. Don't remember buying it from the store, but of course, you know, the hand-me-down Joes, the traded out Joes. So I did have that version 2 with the blocked out camouflage. And just like the Iron Grenadiers had some disappointment with people with the leaks yesterday, I was disappointed in Storm Shadow. The way he looked, he almost looked like a hockey goalie because his face was all covered. But when I seen those pictures of him stretching, posing, jumping, and geared out, I'm like, yo, I'm sold. And then the colorway with the little slight splashes of red, which is different. I don't think he had any red, but it's been a long time since I, held that figure in my hand. He looks good, man. I'm definitely gonna get him. That is my Storm Shadow. That's the Storm Shadow that I can remember actually physically having as a toy, and they did a great job. They did add parts, and I really wasn't I didn't like that. I didn't like that they added all this bulkiness, but it looks good, man. It looked, from the way he was stretching, it was like, okay, all right. I thought he would be stiff, because you know with the overlays, sometimes it stiffens up a figure, but from the way he was moving, jumping around in those photos, he's definitely good to go, man. So Storm Shadow version 2, it definitely went from Reggie to mid to, hey, this is Kryptonite. Let me get another sack of that, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we have here, man. So solid releases, man. I thought G.I. Joe would pivot, or would stumble on this, but it seemed like they kind of did a little pivot, you know what I'm saying, made a move, so they didn't stumble. They still got the crown in my eyes, but Marvel Legends is on that ass for real. But I thought they would this will put a dent in their armor by releasing some lackluster releases, but all these releases were pretty solid. So that's the classified line. Next, they went into the retro line, which the retro line has Stalker, which looks great. This really looks like the original Stalker. And the cool thing about this Stalker is you can remove the neck and head and the hands like the other one, like the classified one did with Grunt, and make you some new soldiers, because most of his body is covered. And the cool thing about G.I. Joe, they have that double ball neck, so you can pull it from there, pop it on, pop hands on, you got a new soldier. I think I'm gonna put Spirit in that all army fatigue gear, because I got a Spirit with the head and legs running around here, and he just has nowhere to go, man. So definitely pop that head off in hands. But Stalker looks good, so everybody's looking for the original Stalker. He is here. Cool thing about this Stalker here is that the classified one looks good. This one looks good too. We got two great figures with two great outfits, and he pretty much has the same loadout, and you can pretty much do the same thing with it. So this is Stalker slash army builder slash retrofit. Do whatever you want with it. Second up on the retro release, we have the Cobra Trooper. So all you guys that missed out on them blues, I know I like to brag how I got my blues and this, and I still love my blues. You got a chance now to get you a retro Cobra soldier here. And he looks pretty good. I didn't know too much of, think too much about him when I first seen him, but pretty much a typical Cobra soldier, just no vest on. Great chance for people to come back, double back, and get that Cobra soldier. And this is a different shade blue. This is more of a retro blue we going for, because the new ones, the classic one, more of like a dark navy blue. This is more kind of got a hint of splash of royal blue, and it kind of brighten it up, man. So pretty cool. Got a good loadout, and it's got a nice card back. I will be picking up some of these just to pick them up to bolster more of my blue army. If they ever go on sale a year from now, a year and a half from now, I'll definitely be grabbing more, because I told you originally I wanted 100 blue Cobra soldiers, and this will definitely help me get there if it goes on a crazy sale, man. But this is for you guys that missed out. Got the Cobra soldier there
to go into the world to raise a mighty army.
Also, last up on the retro line, we got Cobra Commander. Now, there was hints that would be a hooded Cobra Commander coming with this, but I think they got it mixed up with that that monster line. They got a hooded, you know, not reject, but a knockoff Cobra Commander coming with that line. But this Cobra Commander right here, they did a great job on sale, on marketing here, because they put a vac metal face mask on him, which will shine like no other. And that is great for people to pick up, because it's different from the Mickey Mouse Cobra. They don't need the Mickey Mouse Cobra. They don't have to pay aftermarket Mickey Mouse Cobra. You can save that for true collectors and gobble this Cobra Commander up right here. And I know I'm definitely going to get me too, man, even though I have the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. But a crazy completionist like me, I still got my Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander loose, and I'll have a loose one of this. And any true collector, for people who are holding back, trying to sell that Mickey Mouse, they'll go get that, not the masses. The masses is for this right here, and they did a great job. Great marketing scheme. Just that small thing, that vac metal, man. Freaking awesome, man. And this is why I went to Kryptonite here, because they smashed it, they kill it, man. Like Lenny be on it, man. Great job on that end. But retro Cobra Commander, I don't think he comes with the snake globe or anything like that, but pretty much kind of like that same hand loadout with him pointing and things of that nature. So for the people who missed that. All right, now we have the exclusives that they showed off. Up first will be the Low Light and Spirit, which I like these Mad Marauders figures. For those who haven't grabbed the barbecue, don't be up a year later when that barbecue is sold out, because they got it on deep clearance, deep sale, $15. Been sitting up there for like $15 for a long time, months. And then back in around Christmas time, they had them for $5 if you could find them at Ross. I found me a couple at Ross, man. But this is the time you go get that. It's on Amazon, should be about 15 bucks now. But I love the colorway of Low Light and Spirit. This looks really good. And once again, from the shots that the kid did, who contracts up at Hasbro, you really sell these figures, my man. You really are a tipping table. They don't never need to get rid of you. The only thing they need to do is add me. And please add me. I would love this. I'll do it for free first. I promise I would. But Spirit looks good, has a new eagle with him. Pretty much same loadout, but that black, blue, brown, and green looks really good in Marauders. Low Light looks good. He has the Master Disguise. I was talking with my man Window Clean sniper rifle. I actually like it. I actually think that's one of the guns that the best guns G.I. Joe did, besides OG Roadblock sidearm, that Desert Eagle. I think that's a great looking sniper rifle to go with Low Light. If you want the one with the case, go get the older one, but this one right here, I think it works real good with him. him, and I love the colorway on there. They gave him 2 sets of goggles. He still has his regular goggles, so don't trip. But then he also has that night vision that they gave Tunnel Rat and they gave Airborne. Those type of goggles on there, man. And this set, we seen it months ago on the leaks, but now you see it live in person, and it looks phenomenal. It looks really good, and I'll be definitely on board to get that. I believe that's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Alright, so next up we have the Amazon exclusive, Sergeant Slaughter from the Mad Marauders. Looks real good.
Yo!
Guess what? They gave him a
little bag.
Now drop down and give me 50. Looks good. The bag is soft goods. That's one of the first things I wanted to say. G.I. Joe, like I said, that tipping, what makes it different from the old Sarge release. I think this looks better than the old Sarge release. As far as colorway wise, I mean, it's the same, pretty much same action figure, but that soft goods bag looks really good. Then it also serves as a backpack, a loadout, which he can put his boxing gloves, his weights, his different hands in there. And then they also gave him that action figure. That action figure is is like a parody. Sarge is larger than life, that his action figure has an action figure. That's pretty much what that means. And it looks like it's a running theme that they're gonna do, which I'm cool with. And it's not the old action figure, it's actually a new Marauders action figure that he has in there, man, which is dope for photography, man. But his loadout looks good. Sarge looks really good in that colorway. And of course, you know, eventually they're probably gonna do a Sarge with a triple T, and it's probably gonna be San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I have no inside information. I don't give a shit about that. Okay. Or it's probably going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which they need to do, being that it's a figure with a vehicle, and not everybody's probably going to want that. They just got a Sarge. Some people just don't give a crap about the special exclusive stuff, but this right here looks really good, man. I can't wait to get him. He is an Amazon exclusive going up on the 18th, and I damn sure will be there to get him.
Full Metal Jacket.
Also, the next Amazon exclusive is the Cobra Stinger, which is the same thing as the Vamp. I knew it was coming. I definitely like this. I'm definitely feeling this. Has the rockets attached on the top, and from the way he moved it looks like they still has that small peg that you can just take your fingernail and graze it and it'll fall off, man. So I don't know what I can do to solve that. Maybe I can put some fingernail polish on the nub and kind of tighten it up a little bit. But this one has rockets in the back. Doesn't have as much attachments as the Vamp, but it has its own attachments, like the gold wing doors on there. I'm pretty sure that makes up for everything else. Doesn't have the KC lights up top, which I'm probably gonna super glue my KC lights to on top of my Vamp. I hate them shits. Those shits can pop off with just the grays too, man. So I'm gonna super glue them, because that's one of the things I'm probably never ever gonna take off of that. I actually have my Vamp kind of stripped down for a regular Jeep with a toy shoot that I'm doing now, man. But this Cobra Stinger looks good. They emphasized it was a night stinger, so I don't know if this was definitely the original colorway. I think the original colorway was a lot light grayer than this. This is a little bit more dark, kind of almost like a graphite dark gray. But it looks good, man. I like it. I'm definitely be down to get it. And they kind of flipped it on this one. This is an Amazon exclusive. So please, on the 18th, make sure you're there. If you're at work, say you got to go take a shit, go do something to go in there and pre-order it. One thing about Amazon and Hasbro Pulse, you don't have to pay up front. Shit, you can order 10 if you want to, and then when they say, hey, we don't have the money to pull this off, oh, I didn't mean to do that, let me discard 9 and and then grab the 1. Basically what I'm saying is you can go ahead and grab it and you figured it out later on what you're gonna do, man, as far as that. But Stinger looks really good. Comes with a Stinger driver, which is pretty much Cobra Trooper in gray, black, or red, man. So looks really good. Once again, another Amazon exclusive that'll be up on the 18th, man. So as far as all the reveals today, I'm very satisfied. I think they look really good. Like I said at first, if I would have jumped on here yesterday, I would have been on some, man, that's some mid. Matter of fact, that's Reggie Miller. I don't want that. These figures are pure fire, straight nugs. I mean, are they all rock stars? No, but I think they're all solid, man. And I think why I'm on the tipping scale of swinging from the nuts right now, because yesterday I didn't feel the same way. But I had to see the pictures, had to see the live stream, had to see the hard product in hand, man. And that really changed my mind on this. So G.I. Joe continues to fire on all cylinders, man. And all those leaks, man, like, you gotta take them with a grain of salt, man. I know lately there's been some stuff going on. I want to address this because this is G.I. Joe, is G.I. Joe. I usually don't give a damn about what people do, man, but there's been a lot of stuff going on about people as far as giving credit for images. I do. If I don't, sometimes maybe I forgot, but at the same, I'm not trying to steal or ever claim anything. These internet clips, they belong to the street. They like hoes, man. They out in the streets, man. And for one, none of us work for Hasbro, and two, whoever's getting them is getting secret information that they really shouldn't be getting from the get-go, man. But as far as everybody goes, as far as these hashtags, who you stand with, I got a new hashtag. I stand with me. Savage. That's it. And the guys that I'm cool with. And my hashtag is 10 toes down, meaning stand on your own. And just like David Styles, 1/3 of the group locks, 2 guns up, motherfucker. That's my hashtag. 10 toes down, 2 guns up. And G.I. Joe will always be G.I. Joe, no matter what crew, cliques, or whatever people are putting out there, man. And the only reason I'm saying something because it pisses me off to a certain extent that people can't even have fun no more. This shit get real clicky and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I know I'm a man. I'm gonna stand on my own. I'm this same person in a crowd of people, and when you see me alone, like when I'm at Joe Fest, I'm gonna be walking alone. I don't have no problem moving around alone. I know I'm a fool, and I know I'm a solid guy, and I know I'm real on top of that. Not real like, oh, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Nothing like that. I'm just a genuine person, man. So that's where we have it at. So let's run that new hashtag. 10 toes down, 2 guns up. G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. And that's all I really have to say. But great reveals. Tell me what you guys think. I think it was solid. Like I said, it was a gradual thing with me. It went from Reggie to mid to, hey, this shit Kryptonite right here. But with that being said, we do this for the love and beauty of Yo Joe June. If you can, hit me up on my Instagram at Geppetto910. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe. And with that being said, Yo Joe! God bless.